Now the next step is to make the cabinets that will go right here. So we changed our plans a little bit. We're going to do that full bunk. It was an overhead cabinet which folded down into a bunk combo situation. But we changed our mind and we're going to go with a full shelf on the bottom and then cabinets on the side. You'll see it. This is what happens when you need weight to clamp down the paneling that is glued on the floor of the cabinet. Trying to reuse materials without cutting into new sheets. Got the cabinet lower shelf that's all warped installed. Had to piece some pieces together to make them right, so I'm just going to throw a little caulk in that joint, paint it later, and you'll never know. Well, actually you guys will all know, but anybody who's never seen it before just won't know, you know what I'm saying? So it's warped down, it's got a belly to it, but once I put this front on, it'll lift that up. So let's keep moving. I threw up some caulking, just latex paintable caulking there. So, because it'll be easier to get to it now before the face is on. So let's keep going. So this end cap wall goes right here, and that little tab sticks down at the end there. It'll be nice. Well, the camper's not square, so this wall is square, but once I shove it all the way in there, there's an overhang that I marked with this line, which is like a sliver. So we got to cut that sliver off of there, and I'm going to use the table saw and this jig that I got. So I have the wall end piece clamped down in this jig, which clamps it at a whatever angle you make it, and then you just run it against the fence here. So now, as you can see, it's cut on that real goofy angle, which was what was needed for it to fit. Alright, I had to redo that last shot. I completely made this wrong. So, we had to make Alabama. So we did it. We have the cabinet done when it comes to the actual walls. So there's the overhead cabinet and the little shelf, which will have a little window. So that has a little lip on it here. And now we have to look at the door. So over here is the door that I want to utilize, which is from Old Grungy, the old camper. And it's got a pretty neat latching system that operates. It still works. It pulls out like this, which then actuates the latch. So it's a slam latch. It's a nice little latch. So we're going to utilize that, but we got to take the hardware off and sand it down. So let's get to it. Got her all sanded down. Alright, so we have this done. We have, I guess this would really complete the walls and major interior portions of the camper. So it's done. We made the changes. Obviously the air conditioner's here, we needed that, so we knew how much gap we had, and instead of having the bunk going down, we opted to go for just a cabinet, and then later during the build went with the same floor here. This is just a shelf with a lip here, and because this was a window that you could access if you were like using the bunk, so it just kind of, it helps with feeling more open in here, having this as just a little shelf. And then this cabinet here is eventually I want to put a gas strut up, but for now it works. And there's about 8 inches on each side of the door that you can, you know, store things, and it's a slam latch. So this door and latch was off of one of the old camper walls on the old Gungy camper, the original, and so we gotta do some sprucing to keep it, you know, to make it nice at the end and paint it and everything, but it'll work, and it saved me from making a door. So it's done. With the bunk, it would have had to have folded down. The entire face of the cabinets would have folded down, and it would have interfered, as I mentioned earlier, big time with this air conditioner mounted here. So that's, you know, this is another reason why this is so much, you know, just easier to build. And then another thing is underneath we drill a hole with the hole saw here for the wiring for the air conditioner to go right up, and it'll go right in, so it goes right up so I could get the plug through there, big plug. And then I'll mount a receptacle right here for the air conditioner and zip tie that up in there. It'll be nice and clean, and this will be, you know, pretty much out of the way. So that'll be nice and out of the way, and that's it. Let's keep going.